Hey guys, Jason the X for SCNS Live, powered by Cinelinks.com, and this is the review of the Legacy Thunder Megazord. Yes, this thing is awesome. I gotta tell you, I checked 5 Toys R Us today. I even had them go into the system. They said they could not find the item. It wasn't available. They didn't know where it was coming from or when it was gonna get there. But after 5, and because I'm kind of obsessive like that, I was able to find this thing, and I'm glad I kept on. Don't let anybody deter you. Just keep going for your dreams, people. But anyway, yes, this is a $200 item. I'm going to try to be as critical of it as I can so that you make an educated guess on whether you should purchase this or not. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box that he comes in. Very nice box, and that Legacy line that we've all kind of gotten used to this one. Mine's got a little damage on the corner here, but yeah, this box is huge. It's about twice the size of a normal Megazord box. I don't have mine anymore, but I've seen other people compare it. It's, you know, pretty much cut down the middle. It'll be the size of a regular Megazord box. But yeah, on the top you've got, you know, the Thunder Megazord. You got the 5 members of the team right there. Got a little bio on the side here. Yeah, anyway, the power of Thunder. And on the back, get to see a couple things that the figure can do. They combined in their assault team mode with Mega Tigerzord, which we will get into that. And there's another story on the side in French and Spanish for all you worldly people out there who know different languages. And also, you get a little thing on the bottom that says what the contents are. So, yeah. But, hey, box. We don't care about boxes. We care about... we care about the team here. Now, that'll be one thing I am going to try to look at. You can peg this guy in, but his legs are not exactly stable, so sometimes he can kind of move around a little bit. But you can pick him up by the handle. See, that's the one thing that I'm trying to be nice about here. But supposedly these feet, it's really the ankles, because there's not much there to hold him down. So the slightest bit of pressure can just kind of knock him out of there. I suppose you could just kind of bar him up against the Firebird, and that'll hold him a little bit better. But yeah, they are stable on there. And these guys kind of lock on here. For a quick comparison, because I already have them in that form, here is my original Thunderzord team, and you can see the size difference already in the figures. There's a bit of a size difference, but they actually scale pretty well together. This is a little bit bigger and had wheels. This does not have wheels, and these actually lock in a little bit better because these guys just kind of sat on the old school one. They kind of, not the Griffin and the Unicorn so much, but the Lion does as well. And I really love how the Firebird looks on there. So let's take a look at the Red Dragon. And I love this thing because, man, these guys are hard to come by intact as you try to get the vintage items. It's very nice. All of these are segmented and they lock together in the legs. And this is something that the old school one couldn't do. You only had a couple points of articulation through these legs. And man, look at all this tail design here. I just love it so much. Focusing in on some of that detail. Look at that paint, that gold on the antlers, the paint on the teeth, the eyes, and none of this is stickers. If you had this original one, you know the stickers were a pain. They were just an absolute pain. And this guy is all sculpt and paint. Very nicely done. There is one gripe in this mode. This panel here does not lock. It mainly just frictions up. And, you know, this usually goes to the back when he's transforming into his robot mode, but it does not lock. They just assume this guy is going to sit on a table or flat surface, and that's going to be held there. Now, like I said, it's strong enough where it does lock for now. I don't know over time how that's going to work out. One thing here, these do pop off, and I've kind of popped off a little bit. It's just a little friction 2-ball system on the side. One thing I will say, if you have the old school one, this part in here was always a worry because that gray plastic started to break down over time. This is very sturdy. I like the different uses of plastic, and it is ratcheted. So yeah, you got the claws, which are all articulated. Of course, these combine to form the fists in the robot mode. And one thing I do like, I love the tail on this guy. Because you have the painted on and raised up portion here. This was a sticker that would just get lost. And it's double-sided too, which is really great. Like I said, lots of articulation throughout the legs. Just awesome. Now for side-to-side comparison, here he is with the original Red Dragon. So you can kind of see the length of the two and the similarities between them. He's actually a little bit longer. If you get him stretched out like that, he's just a little bit longer, but he's definitely skinnier and kind of not as bulky as the original. So yeah, you've got that going for you. Also, the staffs do come with them. You have this staff, which was the original, with the two stickers here that wrapped around it. This is the new one, which is a lot bigger. It does not separate. It's got a lot more heft and a lot more paint on the ends and on the grip portion here, which is actually a mold. This is not just a design in the paint. So yeah, really great job on the battle staff. Transformation is pretty much exactly like the original. First, you're going to take the tail off, which separates, oops, there goes the staff, which separates right here, and you just have that part for the tail. Take this and fold it underneath the foot. Take the head and just pull it out. Same stuff that you saw before, the original toy. Take the legs, go ahead and bring those in. Bring his legs around to the front. You actually bring this joint around, because it will twist here. Take the legs and just compress them together and fold down the foot. Same thing with the other side. Take the arms, squeeze them together at the forearm. Rotate 180 and bring them down. Take that panel that I was telling you about that would not stay, bring it back, fold this panel over, and it's got two little tabs that will connect into these slots on the back, and that'll keep it there locked pretty well. Now, what's cool about this part, first you want to take the tail, and it's got just a little groove right here you want to push in. Actually, I think that goes the other way, so it sits more flush. Actually, does it go this way? Yeah, I guess that looks a little bit better if you put it that way, the way I had it originally. Next, you want to take the head. There are two little black clips here and here, and you just put that down on top of the head, and there you go. You've got a dragon-headed warrior. Now, you just take this part, and he does like have a little bit of friction here. You take that down, bring it down across the chest, and bring the antlers down over the shoulders. Now this guy is awesome. He's very slim, looks just like the suit did on the show. This body part here, all of this chest piece is die cast, and it feels really good. There's not any other parts on it that are die cast. I thought the feet would be. One thing I will say, his ankles are just super weak. I mean, anything he can fall over, and I see there's some screws down there to tighten that up. Might be something to look into for later. Because he does have his battle staff, you can take that, and you kind of want to let the guy fall, kind of friction it into his hand, and then close it up around it. There you go. Now he's got his battle staff, and that looks really good. That looks like just like the show did. Now, articulation-wise, he does have those weak ankle joints. There is a soft ratchet in here I can hear, but it's not providing a lot. There are no knee joints, and the legs do not go forward or back or anything like that. No waist articulation. His head, however, will make a 360. The arms as well. You've got a 360-degree joint there. This one will go out. He does have a bicep swivel and an elbow joint, which will go 90 degrees, and the hands do open and close. They've got like a two-position kind of ratchet there, or one. It'll lock there and lock there. Comparison-wise, here he is to the original. He's a little bit taller, just a little bit, but this guy's definitely got a lot more bulk to him. I mean, it holds up pretty well, but this is a great rendition of it, and very, very good. Also, because I forgot to show it, here he is next to the Legacy Tyrannosaurus Rex Zord, just so you can get a comparison, since this begot this thing. And yeah, I just wanted you to see them together. Look pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at some of the individual Zords. You've got the Unicorn Zord here, and I love all of this great detail on this guy. No stickers. I love not having stickers. He does have a bit of die cast right here at this joint on the sides, but I don't really feel a lot more in the feet, just here. But yes, very good design. I mean, this guy didn't do much. He just kind of rolled into battle. But yeah, look at all this. I love how they've got like these little kind of wing designs on here, which look a lot better than the original toy, just because this is all molded plastic. None of it is stickers. One thing you do have are Zord builder ports to have able to combine to the Mega Tigerzord mode. You do have to bring those down, and you have to take these panels off, which are those leg covers, for when he goes to Megazord mode. These just pop right out. I don't like doing that, but I mean, it's there. It is what it is. Comparison-wise, here he is to the original. You can see there's quite a bit of size difference here. Also, wheels, but mine's a little beat up just because I've always meant to get new stickers for them, but yeah. So you can definitely see the size difference here. But molded plastic, feels very good. This guy's light, but he does have wheels. And lastly, here he is compared to the Triceratops Zord from the original Legacy Megazord that was released. So a little bit of a size difference here. But I think it holds up over what we saw on screen. Next up is the Yellow Griffin. And, you know, you see same thing. Got a little bit of die cast here. Still got the same panels and everything. This is just the left leg. Got the articulation just so it can do its change. Here it is next to the original. And like I said, molded plastic. Not any stickers. But just one thing these guys do not have is they don't have that little circle where you can put the little plastic figures that came with them. This is quite a bit of a size difference when you really get these guys in hand, though. And also, here's the Griffin compared to the saber-toothed tiger. So, again, look at those two. And I think the size does hold up again. And here we have the Black Lion, and this guy's got some chunk to him. He's got some die-cast bits right up here. That is one flaw with this guy. These paws do not lock together, and he will just kind of fall apart on you. What you got is a hole here that corresponds to a little peg here. And it's a square hole into a round peg, so you kind of got to get that in there. And the same thing with the other side. Now you will hold together when you got them, but yeah, these are not die cast, they're plastic. Just this silver bit back here is. Now one thing, he does have a different thing. He has the helmet on the back, and this is just a little tab that folds up into the helmet. And there's a square peg that goes into that square hole, and it kind of goes in there and just kind of dangles. So yeah, not shiny plastic on this part, just this gold paint, but I think it looks okay. I like it. And he's got the green face, of course, unlike this guy here, who also didn't have wheels, but the size difference between these two is not that bad, and well, he's smaller, but yeah, didn't have wheels either. Very light, very heavy. Just a chunk guy right here. And I love, because mine has those sticker eyes and they're starting to peel off. I got to push them in every now and then. This guy, all molded detail. And of course, here he is compared to the Mastodon. And once again, I like how the size still holds up with these two. So yeah, look at that. And lastly, here's our Phoenix or Firebird. And this is one of my favorites because look at all this just gorgeous paint detail. I love the gold used on the figure. It feels very solid. The joints are not weak at all. They're very strong. Just the whole aesthetic just works for me. Also, die cast on the neck. Make sure you note that. So yeah, this looks really cool. One thing it didn't come with any feet. So you just kind of lay it flat on the deck like that. You do have this clip, which will be used on Mega Tigerzord mode later. And also, this is what he uses to clip into the sled. So you just want to fit that the other way. Into the handle piece, which I don't know if everybody saw me do that, but just slip that into the handle piece. And there's two pegs here, which are used in Megazord mode. And it clips right onto there. What you can use is, if you have any Tamashii Nation stages, you can get this one in some pretty good poses if you have one of these with this clip, or I recommend these actually clips here because they kind of hold a little bit better. You can balance it on there better. I've been using that one for the Red Dragon Zord. But yeah, just look at all that awesome detail. The tail does come off, and it's got a little nub here. So when you put it in, it actually locks in. Look at that gorgeous detail. This was probably one of my favorites just because of how it looked. Now comparison, here it is next to the original Firebird. Now the size differences between these guys are not that different. The wingspan seems just about the same. Everything seems to be the exact same scale. Although these points that will form the tail and the spear are a bit, well, this one's a bit smaller, but it's got a lot more detail on it. Of course, this is that shiny chrome too. But yeah, I like this. This is really good. The flat gold works over the shiny chrome for me. And just because we got it here, here it is next to the Pteranodon here. Or pterodactyl, sorry. I get my pterodactyls and pteranodons mixed up. But yeah, like I said, I love how the size pretty much holds up between these two. One more thing I wanted to go over before we bring them together are the other accessories, the weapons. Now this is the original sword and the new sword, and it's a little bit smaller, but this has got a lot more detail and a painted handle, and also this nice, just kind of a really good weight to it chain, and it connects kind of like Titanus' chain did on that toy. You got two tabs they're going to put into the side instead of this hook, and as you can see, this one actually goes, you know, the way I think a sword is actually supposed to be drawn. Now, one thing that is cool about it, it locks. When you pull this out, it has two little tabs on the side that actually lock it in. And this is just painted instead of being an actual jewel. When you get it out, find out it is a nice chromed blade. And this whole thing is like a hard plastic. It isn't like the old one, which was just a kind of a wet noodle here. But yeah, not a rounded tip either. This sucker's got a, you know, it's got a little bit of a point to it, but not, it's rounded off. I mean, you're not going to stab anybody with this thing. So really cool looking blade, and I love how the hilt has got all this detail on, I'm sorry, the scabbard has all this detail on it. No stickers! God, I want to replace my stickers so bad on this guy. And just getting him off of the shelf really made me go, yeah, you should have gotten that a while ago, bub. All right, so now that we've done all that, let's bring the team together. So we're going to form us a Megazord here. So the first thing you want to do is take the Griffin and Unicorn, bring that piece out, fold the head in, bring it up. Same thing with the other side. Yes, this is, we're going old school here, y'all. Take your red dragon, point the feet, bring the arms out to this 90-degree position and bring the elbows down. Take this whole piece here and rotate it right here. This is going to give you some stability. Make sure you do it here. Take the legs and you're going to bring them into the Griffin and Unicorn. And you'll hear a click, and that'll hold the legs on. It holds them on pretty well, too. Make sure these are up against the legs. Take your Firebird, take the tail off. Bring these wings forward, take the head and tuck it down like that. And you have two tabs here on the back of the butt that you're going to connect. So those same tabs you use for that battle platform. And then those go on there. Those go on there. Take the wings, wrap them around. There, that part. You can take the Firebird tail. There's only one side that's got the hole in it, and you can combine that. And it's got his spear weapon, and it locks in just like it locked into the. Oh, it's got holes on both sides. I thought it only had one, but I was wrong. Go figure. Take your lion, and that part, take it off. Remove the helmet and tuck that little tab in. Now, this is one part that's a little flimsy to me. Just like the old school when you've got these tabs on the inside. But when you pull these things out, man, they seem very thin. And I'm really afraid of getting a stress mark. I don't see one. It's held on by a metal pin. But yeah, you just want to pull those out so they go out like that. So just be careful of that part. It doesn't feel as sturdy as the old school toy. Now this separation between the chest and the shoulders, you're just going to pop that on with those clips that I was showing you before. That goes on there. The arms, which have that heavy die cast in there. You can see there's a thumb there. Same thing on the other side. And you just want to bring the fist into that cavity in the forearm. And inside, these two round discs here, they have these two spring kind of clips inside. They're circles. They're going to go around that gray part. So bring it up and just kind of push it in, and it should lock in place fairly securely. The one thing though, when you bring this down, it seems like when you clip it on, the arm kind of goes down to this position. So that might be the better one to actually have the arm at to connect these on. I'm going to try with this side. Nope. Let's go ahead and just bring it all the way up. Yep. That connects a little bit, and it kind of forces the down just a little bit, the gray part inside the arm. Now, the head. The head connects a little bit differently than the other one. What you've got here on the front of the visor, it raises up. So you want to kind of slip this over and get the two back kind of crest part of the Red Dragon inside and through these two holes in the back of the helmet. Once you bring it down enough, you want to take this piece and bring it down, and you'll hear it click. And that holds it on pretty well, and also he maintains that head articulation. Not as, yeah, it'll go all the way around. I mean, yeah, well, yeah. It kind of has a little lip on the back side of the helmet. But yeah, here you have the Thunder Megazord. Also, you want to take this, take the sword. You've got two tabs on, two slots, I'm sorry, on the side of the Firebird here. They'll correspond with two tabs here. Just put that in there. Let the chain hang from the side. Yeah, love this guy. So taking a closer look at the combined mode, I mean, you don't have that shiny chrome like you had on the last one. Man, this guy looks menacing. Ever since I saw this guy at SDCC last year, I really couldn't wait to get him. Because this was honestly the first Zord I ever bought with my own money when I was just, you know, a young tyke. So yeah, just really great. Love the design here. Love how it goes back to that Die Ranger style, especially with the green lion there. Just these arms. I love the touch of silver instead of black. I think it adds a lot more color to it. You got your boys here. On the side, yeah, you got that nice profile. Sword hanging from the back. You got the Firebird here. Now, one thing I did notice a problem with, and why I was saying make sure that you turn those Red Dragon legs so that he stands up straight. Because if you don't have it the correct way, he will kind of slouch forward. But when you've got the arms locked the right, I mean the legs in the right position, he stands very well. Articulation-wise, with the Red Dragon's elbows, the Wed Dragon, you can rotate the arms at what are now the biceps now. One thing that is cool, you've got a wrist swivel here, and the hands will open and close, holding the weapons a lot more securely than the original, if you know what I'm talking about. You're not going to get anything waist-wise. Ooh. The chain does make that quite a bit heavier. Sometimes what I like to do is maybe just kind of drape it over like that. Kind of evens out the balance of it a little bit. But yeah, you can take a sword out. Come on. Come on. There we go. Put it in its appropriate hand, and it grips it very, very well. And I love that it's got wrist articulation. I love that about the Legacy Tigerzord. I said that the Zords were getting a lot better. And there you go. You can put the spear in his hand. For comparison, here he is with our original Legacy, Thunder Megazord. And you see there's not a lot of size difference in height. He's a little bit shorter, but he's a little bit more slim and compact, which actually looks better. Whereas this guy is very bulky, and like I said, he would hold his sword very, very loosely. You kind of just put it in there and kind of wedge it. Yeah. So definite improvement on that, which I did like you kind of move it a little bit. But now you can get that sucker right in there. And what I would love to see, I know we had it on the Tigerzord, we had actual elbow joints on there. But I think it works, especially with the transformation. You're not going to really get that. Now, one thing, the feet will wobble because they're not angled. They are flat down there. So he can kind of, you know, wobble with it, wobble with it, wobble with it. So don't like that, but at least he's not kind of leaning forward too much. One thing that helps is these panels here will help keep him upright. They don't lock in though. So he does kind of have a little bit of a lean. It's not as bad as some people were making it out to be though. Also, here's a comparison with the Legacy Megazord that we first got. And you can see there's quite a bit of size difference here. This should be bigger. I always thought this was a little bit small, but yeah, you can see they've kind of upsized a little bit. So this kind of brings up that price point a little bit. I guess you are getting a bigger Zord, and I guess I did compare the sizes and showed you they're not that different in size, but yeah, this makes a much smaller Zord, or Megazord. And of course, let's compare it to the other Season 2. We've got the Tigerzord here, and he's almost like more in comparison to this guy. So now, you know what these guys do together, so we're going to get into that in just a second after we do one more comparison with our Legacy Titanus. So, yeah, there's your size comparisons. And like I said, through the magic of Zord Builder, you can combine and make the Mega Tigerzord. So what we're going to do is take a sword out. We're going to remove that sword. We're just going to kind of do a quick build here, I guess. Pop the arms off and fold them back up. Let's take the sword out of there. Come on. Close the fists. We've got one side that's got screw holes and another side that doesn't. Let's go with the side that does not have the screw holes. I want to take the Firebird off and drop it on the floor. New toys. Yep, just throw them on the floor, Jason. Take the Firebird's tail back off of the spear. And keep the head tucked in there. You are going to need this piece off of the sled. We'll hold that off to the side. Let's take the Red Dragon out of there. Might as well remove the helmet. We'll take the chest plate off, and we're just going to throw him to the side. Now, when we looked at the Tigerzord, we noticed that there was a little space that was going to need to be there to attach the back of the Black Lion to it. Mine actually came with 2 of those pieces right here. One stores on the sled. Maybe saw it when we were doing the review, but I'm going to put that back on there. There you go. So what you want to do with this is take it and put it, there's 2 clips, well, 2 holes on the side that have 2 little tabs here. And you're just going to put it in there just like that. So that'll actually keep that there. You can't keep it on because if you want to do transformation, it's going to actually hinder that. So you can't leave it on there. But it will store on the sled. I don't know why I got 2 of them. If you got 2, let me know. Take those clips that I don't like, fold them back in, and this part right here is going to go right into this little V shape right here. So, first thing you want to do is get his helmet out of the way. Go ahead and rotate that over. And then that will stay to his back pretty securely. I kind of hate how it just kind of hangs off. I mean, you can tuck it in like that, but that part was always kind of unnecessary to me. Now, the other part of the transformation, remember how we could remove these legs to get to those Zord Builder ports? Well, we're going to have to do that again. So, just take them off. I know I've gotten a little bit rougher with them. Take the legs and tuck them back up like you were going to go into Tiger mode. And that will reveal the 2 Zord Builder pegs that we need to get to. We're going to put him down for a second because we have to go back over to these guys and remove these panels. Just like that. And rotate those Zord Builder ports back up and they click into place. Then you can bring the head back over. And once those are exposed, you can take him and just plop him right on there. Bow. Now, where is that part? There it is. This part, what you're going to want to do, that circle right there, you're going to want to take this, open up the hand, and kind of just wedge that into the hand and get it around that part, front and back. Close the hand around it. It'll stay on there pretty well. And you form that weapon that you use. You want to take the Firebird, clip it onto those 2 tabs. Like so. And then just kind of wrap the wings around. And there you go. You've got his weapon. And last but not least, take these down. You got 2 Zord Builder ports here. Connect those to the shoulders. And there you have the Mega Tigerzord. And this is a lot bigger. Oh, wait a minute. Can't forget about that. Can't forget about the crown coming up to reveal the red visor. So here he is next to the other Thunder Megazord, and he's a little bit taller, which he should have been. This is how it was back in the day. And yeah, I kind of wish I had two, just so I could compare the sizes. But final thoughts. Is this Megazord awesome? Yes, it is. Very good design. I love the use of die-cast, and it is a great throwback to my old childhood days. Is this thing worth $200? No. No, it is not. It is awesome. You do almost get like a separate robot mode with it, but is it worth $200? I'm going to have to go with no. I like it. I think it feels more of a maybe $150 price range. I had some gift cards from Christmas, so I did go out and get this guy with the intention of using those. But yeah, this is an expensive toy, and I don't think it's worth that price point. So if you can get this guy on sale, you got some gift cards, maybe one of those nice 20% off cards, maybe go get it then. But yeah, at the $200 price point, unless you really want it like me, I would hold off a little bit on it. I think they're going to be available once they start hitting stock, and you know they're going to drop in price. Anyway, it is cool. I like having it, and it's going to make a great addition to my collection. But that's all for me. Until next time, guys, I'm Jason X. Go to Cinelinks.com. Like this video. Please subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Did you like it? Are you going to get it? If you got questions, go for it down there. I will answer them, or our moderator will get to them. But until next time, guys, catch you later.